Most people in the manosphere have more simp tendencies than the average blue-pilled normie they often mock. And yes, this applies to everyone, regardless of which pill ideology you align with. People in these circles who watch popular manosphere content, like podcasts where they bring on women to expose them, are often no better than the normies they criticize. Let's be honest, a significant number of manosphere followers are incels or borderline incels. They haven't even been tested by real-life interactions with women, and that's the key difference. Even when women are looking for someone to string along or manipulate, they often pass over these guys for more appealing candidates. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it is what it is. For many, it's not about fully understanding or embracing the manosphere's principles. It's about venting their frustrations and finding a place to belong. Once some of these men finally get a little attention, it's shocking how quickly their resolve crumbles. It doesn't take much. Maybe a smile, a kind word, or even a mundane interaction like a cashier reminding them to be careful with a hot pie. Suddenly, all the supposed knowledge and conviction they had about the dynamics of male-female interactions go out the window. They start rationalizing, thinking they're the exception, believing that maybe, just maybe, they found something special. It's not just the followers either. Content creators are susceptible to the same pitfalls. We've seen it happen countless times. A well-known creator gets into a relationship and suddenly their message softens, or they start promoting ideas that contradict their earlier content. It's a tale as old as time. If it ever happens to me, I hope you all stop listening to me. I've always been clear about this. If my views change because of personal bias or external validation, my credibility is gone. And the same standard should apply to everyone else in this space. Here's the bigger issue. If men within the manosphere, those supposedly aware of these dynamics, can't hold the line, what can we realistically expect from the average guy on the street? How can we blame normies for falling for OnlyFans scams or simping for Twitch streamers, when even those who claim to be red-pilled or black-pilled do cringier things? It's not just about paying for explicit content. It's about the underlying mindset of seeking validation and connection at any cost. Loneliness has broken many men, and that's where a lot of the frustration stems from. My theory is this: the lower a man's sexual market value, SMV, the less likely he is to genuinely internalize the truths of the manosphere. He's not here because he's deeply thought about or experienced the dynamics we discuss. He's here because he's angry and frustrated with his circumstances. Meanwhile, men who have had some level of success with women but still choose to stay in these communities are more likely to grasp the underlying principles on a deeper level. This theory might annoy some of you, but it's simply an observation. There's even data to suggest a correlation between physical attractiveness and higher intelligence. It's as if nature deals you a package. Good genes tend to come with multiple benefits. Those who haven't experienced much success with women often misinterpret the simplest acts of kindness or politeness as signs of interest. And that's why they're the first to abandon everything they claim to believe in when given the slightest bit of hope. The manosphere is filled with men who haven't been tested, and when the time comes, they're quick to revert to blue-pilled behaviors. They start defending their girlfriends, rationalizing obvious red flags, and ultimately become what they once despised. The reality is, most of you watching this content aren't here because you fully embrace the philosophy. You're here out of frustration, and as soon as you get a little taste of validation, you'll be out the door. This isn't to say everyone will fall into the same traps, but the odds aren't in your favor. For most, the future is bleak, a cycle of short-lived hope, disappointment, and eventually resignation. The best I can do is be a lighthouse, offering guidance to those who genuinely want to break free. But at the end of the day, you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. The manosphere content you consume might offer temporary relief or validation, but unless you internalize its lessons and apply them in real life, it's meaningless. Experience is the best teacher, and without it, you're just waiting for the next illusion to shatter your worldview. So ask yourself, are you truly committed to change, or are you just here for a coping mechanism? Most men will eventually learn the hard way, but only a few will come out on the other side stronger and wiser. For those who choose to ignore these warnings, the path is clear: a cycle of simping, regret, and ultimately a return to content that reaffirms their victimhood.